You ever watch someone get humiliated in public, then come back 15 minutes later and shut the whole thing down? Yeah, that happened. And not just to anyone. It happened to the woman who owned the plane. Literally. See, this all started on a regular Tuesday morning in Denver. The airport was buzzing, people juggling coffee and carry-ons, business travelers in suits pretending to be calm while silently racing each other to the gate. Nothing unusual, until Flight 306 to Chicago got delayed. Not because of weather, not because of maintenance, but because of me, Camilla Rhodes, the woman who built the very airline they were about to board. Let me back up a sec. Camilla didn't grow up around planes. She grew up around bus stops and coin laundromats, raised by a single mom in South Tucson. Her first view of a plane wasn't from a vacation. It was from the roof of their rundown duplex, watching flights cut through the sky like freedom itself. She told her mom once, "I'm gonna fly one day." Her mom just nodded and said, "Baby, fly so high they can't even see the color of your skin." And she did. Through scholarships, night jobs, and more rejections than you'd believe, Camilla made it to MIT, then Wall Street, then aviation. 10 years later, she founded Alt Air, a low-cost airline that somehow didn't treat people like cattle. By year 5, it was the third fastest-growing airline in the country, and she was the youngest black woman to ever lead one. But here's the thing, Camilla never forgot where she came from. That's why once a month she flew undercover. No one knew, not even the flight crew. She'd dress down, grab a regular ticket, and experience her airline like any other passenger, because if something was broken, she wanted to feel it before someone sugarcoated it. That day, she boarded Flight 306 under the name C. Roberts, wearing jeans, a hoodie, and a tired smile. Just another woman in economy holding a boarding pass that, surprise, said first class, because she'd booked it. Legit. But the flight attendant at the gate, a woman named Brooke, didn't think so. Brooke took one look at her, scanned the pass, and frowned. "Are you sure this is your seat?" Camilla nodded, calm. "Yes, 2A. Brooke narrowed her eyes. "First class is boarding now. Economy is later." "I know," Camilla said. "This is first class." Another pause. Then Brooke sighed and leaned into that condescending tone we all recognize. "Ma'am, please step aside." By now, folks were staring. And Camilla, still polite, still patient. She explained that her pass had already been scanned, and she was just following boarding instructions. But Brooke wasn't having it. "If you continue recording," she snapped, "you won't be flying at all." Funny thing was, Camilla wasn't recording, not yet, but she was about to. Minutes later, a security officer named Carter arrived. Brooke whispered something in his ear. Carter looked at Camilla, then back at Brooke. He didn't want to do it, but protocol is protocol. He asked Camilla to follow him. She didn't resist, just took out her phone, hit record, and walked off the plane she owned. While passengers gawked and one elderly man mouthed, "Is she really being kicked off?" You know what hurts more than being disrespected? Knowing it's your name on the tail of the plane, and still being treated like you don't belong. Camilla didn't scream, didn't cry. She just walked to the far end of the terminal, sat down by a window, and called one person, her COO, Nina Torres. "Nina, Gate B22, bring security footage, and legal. We're grounding the flight." Now let's talk about Nina. She wasn't just any exec, she was the storm you send when the house is on fire. While passengers on 306 waited, wondering why they hadn't left yet, Nina was reviewing a thick folder full of complaints. Turns out, Brooke the gatekeeper had a pattern. 6 prior reports of discrimination, all dismissed as miscommunication. Camilla reboarded wearing what her staff called her CEO armor, a black fitted blazer, red heels, and that look that says someone's getting fired today. She walked down the jetway with 2 people behind her, Nina and head of legal, Jasper Lynn. When she stepped into the cabin, the murmurs started immediately. A woman up front whispered, "That's her." The captain stood up. "Ms. Rhodes, should we prepare for takeoff?" Camilla shook her head. "No one moves until I say so." Then she grabbed the intercom. "This is Camilla Rhodes, CEO of Alt Air. 30 minutes ago, I was removed from this flight while flying undercover, something I do often to ensure your experience reflects our values. What I encountered today was discrimination, plain and simple. Gasps, silence, eyes wide. I wasn't singled out because of my seat. I was singled out because of what some people still believe certain passengers look like. But let me be clear. This airline doesn't tolerate that. Not from passengers, not from crew, not from leadership. She turned to Brooke, handed her an envelope, and said, "You're relieved of duty, effective immediately." Brooke's face went pale. "I was just following protocol." Camilla looked her dead in the eye. "Protocol doesn't involve humiliation." And just like that, Brooke was escorted off the plane. But here's the twist. That moment, that public stand, it didn't just go viral. It cracked the dam wide open. Former employees began speaking out, flight attendants, baggage handlers, even pilots, sharing stories of ignored complaints, retaliation, silent tolerance of racism, hidden under layers of procedure. The next morning, Camilla sat in a boardroom with 12 people, 9 white, 3 people of color, some angry, some supportive, most nervous. One investor, old money type, cleared his throat. "This situation has caused a PR crisis," he said. "You've made yourself the story." Camilla didn't flinch. "No, the story made itself. I just told the truth." By the end of the meeting, she had full backing to implement sweeping reforms, mandatory anti-bias training, a new oversight committee, and a zero-tolerance policy that included passengers too. But not everyone welcomed the change. 3 senior managers quit in protest. A few tried quiet sabotage. Camilla expected it. She'd already built a shadow task force led by Nina and Jasper, bypassing resistance and reporting directly to her. Weeks later, she got a letter. It was from Brooke. "I never thought of myself as racist," it read. "I was just doing my job. But that day made me realize how blind I've been. I'm not asking for my job back. I just wanted to say thank you for waking me up." Camilla didn't reply. She didn't need to. Because change isn't about applause. It's about what happens next. And what happened next? Altair became the first airline in the U.S. to publish real-time passenger discrimination reports. They launched a foundation to support underrepresented youth in aviation. And Flight 306? It became known in every airport lounge as the one that grounded racism. But the best moment? 1 year later, at the same gate, Camilla boarded another flight. A young black girl in line behind her clutched her backpack nervously. The flight attendant, this time a kind older man, smiled and said, "You both are good to go. First class. Welcome aboard." No raised eyebrows, no second guesses, just respect. As Camilla took her seat, the girl leaned in and whispered, "I watched that video 100 times. I didn't know we could fight back." Camilla smiled. "We can, and now we do. Because sometimes the most powerful flights are the ones we never let take off." So what do you think? Was Camilla right to ground the plane, or did she go too far? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you've ever seen injustice, tell us what you did about it. Like, share, and never stay silent when respect is on the line.